Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute since I posted some content. So these two seasonings right here, Lawry's and Sazon, I did end up seasoning my ground beef with that, along with putting a little bit of green bell pepper and onions in it. These are the ingredients that I'm going to be using for my Rotel Dip today. I'm making it just a little bit differently. Excuse the clutter that's in the background. Initially I was going to make some tacos today, so I did follow the instructions on the back for the tacos. So I did drain my ground beef off camera. This is a cast iron skillet, so if you decide to use a cast iron skillet, please know that you do need to have something to grab it, because these things get hot. In that little glass, that was 3/4 cup of water, per the back of the instructions on the soft taco kit. That's the seasoning that I'm going to pour into it. And then I just, gave it like a little mixy mix, let it cook for about 5 minutes. So I didn't actually want to make it the normal way that everybody else makes it, because normally I see people make it with a big block of Velveeta cheese. I tried that years ago, and honestly I didn't really like it because I didn't like the flavor of the cheese. I like sharp cheddar cheese. That's my flavor that I really love. And I just didn't like, I guess, like the texture. Maybe because I made it like a simple way back then. But another reason I didn't want to use that big block of Velveeta cheese, I did not feel like cutting up no doggone cheese. That's way too much. I wasn't gonna end up using the whole thing, but still, it was just way too much cheese. So I just wanted to take like a simple route and actually cook this. And this was quick, easy, very flavorful, and it also had like a kick to it from these diced tomatoes, and then from the cheese dip, the yellow one. I forgot the name of it, y'all. This is the cheese that I was talking about, the yellow one. Because, this cheese right here got a little kick to it, too. So, I was trying to open it. I do it the way my mama did it. Used to open her little glass jars. You hit the bottom of it. And then twist that top. And, baby, that thing gonna pop right off. I didn't add the whole jar. Because what? 2 halves make a whole. So, I use half of the jar. I do not know the measurement for that. I just eyeballed it until my ancestors said that's enough, because I don't want something to be too cheesy. But that's the queso dip that I'm also adding in. I added half of that jar as well. Now basically it's like I used just about a whole jar of cheese. So that was like enough. And then I had some whipped cream cheese, because I was not buying a whole block of cream cheese and having to wait till it melt down. No, I get the whipped version. Anytime I need cream cheese, I don't care if it's for my macaroni, I get the whipped version, because it's already whipped. So I don't know how much that is, but I added just a little bit. And I was just scraping the cheese off. Got to get the rest of that cheese in there. You ain't want nothing to go to waste, right? So I'm just going to give this a mix. And then I just had let it simmer for maybe about 15 minutes, I would say. And I did also have this on low. Now, typically I see people put it in the oven and let it cook I was not about to do all that. One is hot. Two, I was ready to eat. I was hungry. I hadn't really eaten all day. And I just wanted something that was quick and simple. Because for the last, I say maybe 2 weeks, I was just eating rice. I did go out to eat. I think it was like once or twice we ate out. But I was tired of eating rice and vegetables and then just cooking meat. I was like, you know what? I just want to cook something simple today, something good, something different. I like to eat different. So I'm okay with cooking new things or trying new things. But it's definitely been years since I had actually made Rotel. So this one, it was actually pretty good. It had like a nice kick to it. I'm not a spicy girl. I don't really like spice like that. So for me, the spice level that was in this dish, it was just enough. It had my nose running a little bit. But most people that probably like spice, they would probably say, girl, this thing ain't spicy. But for me, yes, it was definitely a little spicy. It was just enough for me, like I said. Now I did let this sit, but I occasionally went back and stirred it like every few minutes just to make sure that it wasn't sticking. So I had it going and going and going, and then after maybe about 15 minutes I actually turned it off and removed it from the heat. Let's get into me cutting this tomato real quick. I got one whole tomato. I cut maybe about half of it. Now, on the inside of the tomato, I scooped out the seeds and stuff. I don't need all of that. So I only had cut just like enough, which was maybe about like half for now, because I don't want to waste any food. I don't like wasting food or throwing food away. So I basically just cut this up. I know it ain't perfect, but baby, guess what? It's going the same place as that Rotel going, in my belly. So yeah, I think I did end up cutting the rest of the tomatoes off camera. I just had grabbed a little knife and was cutting it. So the lettuce that I like to use when I'm using tacos or any wraps, chicken wraps, whatever it is, I like to use the shredded lettuce from Walmart. This bag is only about $2. Now, what you gonna see me do, some people will probably say, but yes, I put it on a plastic plate. I do not feel like constantly washing all of these dishes from having lettuce in one, tomatoes in another. So I put it on one plastic plate. Now, I am going to add a little bit of flavor to my tomatoes and my lettuce. I'm putting a little bit of pepper on it, and I'm going to put a little bit of salt. Now, of course, you would have to go easy on the salt, because salt does like pull the water out of stuff, especially vegetables. So I just put like a little bit on it, not a whole lot, because I don't really use salt like that. And I did not feel like grabbing a spoon, dirtying up another dish. So I just basically end up using the knife or whatever to mix it around, of course, so all of the flavors are not just sitting on top of it. And this is just going to be like a little small topping. I didn't use no shredded cheese for this, of course, because the Rotel already has enough cheese. So I was actually going to make a full taco with the Rotel, but I slide that over to the side real quick. You see. So I just got me just enough Doritos, just enough. And then I began to get my Rotel, and put that Rotel where on top. You gonna see. Okay, girl, come on with the Rotel now. Oh, you know what I was probably doing? I had to end up grabbing something to hold the pan, of course, because it's a cast iron skillet, y'all. These things is hot. If you get a cast iron skillet and you use one, make sure when you do grab the handle, do not grab the handle with your hand. Make sure you have something to grab the handle with, because you will burn your hand. You do not want to do that. Now, I like my food very meaty. So, of course, I put me a hefty amount of Rotel on top of them chips. And then, of course, I'm going to come back with my toppings, my lettuce and tomatoes. Yeah, you see. I ate that little taco. I ate that off camera. And that thing was so doggone good. Let me tell you something. And, typically they do tell you to warm up the tortillas. But if you choose to warm your tortillas up, warm it up. If you don't, it's still fine. Because if you warm it up too long, it's going to get hard once you take it out. I didn't feel like warming it up because the Rotel was already hot. So it's going to warm it up anyway. And this is my final. You see that other taco was gone, right? Thank you so much for tuning in and watching my video today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.